So these are historical perspectives on the Algerian War. The first one is Philippe Francois, who was a French historian, and his stance on the Algerian War was that the people of Algeria, who were the Pied Noirs, viewed Algeria as a legitimate French territory and did not want to give up their home. There were at least 1 million French Pied Noirs living in Algeria and saw it as more than just a French colony. Many Algerians saw themselves as French because of the shared language and culture they had there. There was also an economic interdependence between Algeria and France at the time. France also made Algeria from a conglomeration of tribes, city-states, and trading communities. Decrees in 1830 by Louis Napoleon dictated Algeria was also French. The French also viewed the FLN as a terrorist group that was interfering with the daily lives of thousands of people. The FLN would fight for the rights of Muslims in Algeria who wanted independence that modeled their goals, beliefs on the Viet Minh who were communist. Dishonesty, brutality, and terrorism inflicted by the FLN made them unlikable. The poor and persecuted suffered at the hands of the FLN's hired common criminals. The FLN also used the National Army of Liberation to inflict guerrilla and uninformed warfare against French people living in Algeria and in France at the time. Finally, the French military response in Algeria was meant to restore order and bring back peace. Obtaining a clear and stable political ending state that had Algeria as a part of France was the whole major goal of the Algerian War. On the other hand, the Marxist theory developed by Marxists at the time was that the wealthy Pied Noirs and the French government kept down the native Algerians. The Pied Noirs were representative of the bourgeoisie, enslaving the proletariat and using them as unskilled workers. They also gave the Algerian people the feeling that they need to fight back against capitalist oppressors and take control. The FLN was created to stand up for Algerians. This was shown by the FLN beginning anarchy and attacks on the government buildings with bombs and raids in both Algeria and Paris. Guerrilla warfare and terrorism on whites was used to end the oppressive bourgeoisie and gain independence for the proletariat. The French military response was meant to stay in power and continue the exploitation of the Algerians. The bourgeoisie, attempting to retain control of their property, Algeria, and continue to use them to make money was part of the bourgeoisie goal. And the bourgeoisie also attempted to show the proletariat their place in society and emphasize the power differences between the Pied Noirs and the native Algerians. However, both groups, Philippe Francois and the Marxists, saw that the French wanted to stay in control and that meant going to war, that the FLN was a group who used violence to achieve their overall goals, and that the Algerians desired independence from the French.